Christine, how much does it hurt the WNBA when Caitlin Clark is out?
It is devastating to the WNBA when Caitlin Clark is out.
Caitlin Clark's injury has officially set the WNBA on fire. Fans are outraged. Viewership is dipping. And now, the league's own commissioner is under serious fire. What started as just another game turned into a full-blown controversy.
Now, I know a lot of us were expecting some sort of dip since Caitlin Clark has been out with injury, but I don't think all of us were expecting the entire viewership of the entire WNBA to be down. And this tweet from Christine Brennan really stuck out to me. She said, one player gets injured and more than half the TV audience for the entire league disappears. Has any other athlete ever had that kind of impact on a sport? Golf without Tiger definitely dropped precipitously on occasion, but
Caitlin takes a hard hit, goes down, and the reaction? Immediate. Explosive. Fans flooded social media, demanding answers, demanding accountability. And while the WNBA tried to play it cool, fans weren't having it. They're calling out the league, the refs, and even the commissioner for letting this happen.
And the truth is the truth, and the data is there. And what we saw when Caitlin was out the last time, the 5 games that she missed earlier in the season, the WNBA's viewership dropped more than 50%. Not just the Fever, but the entire league.
Within seconds, social media lit up like wildfire. Fans weren't just concerned, they were furious. Comments poured in accusing the league of standing by while Clark gets hammered night after night. How many more hits does she have to take before someone steps in? One fan posted. Others started calling it what it is: targeted aggression. Not just rough basketball, but a pattern of hostility. And the worst part? The silence from the league. No flagrant, no suspension, no statement. Just business as usual. And that's exactly what pushed fans over the edge.
Odd injury jumped to her groin, likely because of compensation. But the thing that you have to be careful of is if, say, you try to rush her back from this injury as well, then you're getting into this territory where a very serious injury can happen. That is what the Indiana Fever, that is what Caitlin need to avoid the best that they possibly can. So if it means that Caitlin is out for 3 weeks, if it means that she is out all the way through All-Star, then so be it.
Within minutes, social media exploded. And I mean exploded. Thousands of fans rushed to X, Instagram, Reddit, anywhere they could be heard, unleashing pure outrage. Protect Caitlin Clark wasn't just trending, it was booming. Hashtags like #Boycott WNBA, Justice for Clark, and #Enough is Enough spread like wildfire across timelines. This wasn't just frustration, it was betrayal.
Clark went down. The WNBA ratings have dropped over 55%
Yikes.
across the board.
Hey, guess what, guys?
The league is Caitlin Clark.
The league is Caitlin Clark. She is the WNBA, guys.
Sidelined with a left quad strain May 24th, national TV viewership has plunged since then 55%. Before the injury, the Fever, her team, were averaging 1.81 million viewers, almost 2 million. Since her injury, fewer than 850,000.
People weren't just upset about the injury. They were furious that once again, the league's biggest star had taken a dangerous hit. And the WNBA said nothing. No statement. No disciplinary action. No public concern. Just silence. And that silence, it spoke volumes. It confirmed what many fans already feared, that Caitlin Clark is being left to fend for herself on the court, targeted, disrespected, and unprotected, while the league stands by watching it all happen.
You know, day by day and see how I feel and just kind of turn to the medical staff and what they think. But I feel like I've made a lot of progress and I feel good, and, you know, I'm not going to rush coming back. It's just not worth it. But yeah, after this weekend, I'll be reevaluated and we'll have a better idea of when I'll return.
The backlash was instant and absolutely brutal. Fans weren't just tweeting, they were taking action. Dozens canceled their WNBA League Pass subscriptions on the spot.
Cathy Engelbert, what she should be doing is trying to promote the league, trying to make sure everything works. And just being this dismissive of what is one of the biggest problems in your entire league and the refereeing issue is awful. It is absolutely, absolutely awful. And if you guys are...
And honestly, they weren't wrong. In a moment where the league could have made a powerful statement, not just in words, But in action, it chose to say nothing of real substance. No fines, no suspensions, no public warning. No league-wide initiative to address the growing concerns around aggressive play targeting Clark. Instead, it looked like damage control, not leadership. And that silence, that weak response, it didn't calm fans down. It enraged them. It confirmed what many had been saying for weeks, that Caitlin Clark is being treated like an outsider, a marketing tool when convenient, and a punching bag when the spotlight fades.
National TV, 40 out of the 44 regular season games, she don't get no foul calls at all. Her team gets no foul calls. So maybe this will be the wake-up call. When y'all see what these numbers look like without her, maybe this will open up your eyes to finally see and say, hey, we need to protect her. We can't have her get hurt. Maybe this will wake you up. Maybe this is what needed to happen. Obviously, we don't want Caitlin Clark. But maybe this is the slap in the face. They're drenching cold water on the face that the WNBA.
But here's where things get even deeper. Because this isn't just about one injury, one bad foul, or one weak press conference. This is about something bigger. Something that's been bubbling under the surface since Caitlin Clark entered the league. A cultural clash. A generation gap. A silent war between the WNBA's veterans and the league's newest star. Let's be honest. Caitlin Clark didn't just walk into the WNBA. She stormed in. She brought millions of fans, national media coverage, sold-out arenas, and TV deals the league had only dreamed of. And for some longtime players, that wasn't exciting. It was threatening. You can feel the tension in post-game interviews. You can see it in the body language on the court. Eye rolls, cold shoulders, hard fouls, refusing to help her up when she's knocked down. The message is subtle but clear. You haven't earned this. You haven't earned us. But here's the thing. Caitlin did earn it. Not by begging for attention, but by dropping record-breaking numbers in college, bringing record-shattering ratings to women's basketball, and getting casual fans, even NBA fans, to finally tune in. The spotlight didn't chase her. She built it. And now, that spotlight is shining directly on the parts of the WNBA that aren't ready for it.
From across the league.
Hey, Cece, she a different breed, bruh. And y'all, just me seeing all of these fouls, and y'all don't treat Paige like that. Why y'all don't treat her like that? You hear me? Paige don't be embarrassing her opponents like Cece do, huh? I ain't gonna lie. Caitlin Clark, she a different breed. And then Cathy Engelbert, she has no remorse, no sympathy or nothing. I know she's a puppet. At the end of the day, Stephanie White, all of them, bro, because it's not making sense, bro.
Some veterans feel overshadowed. Some feel like Caitlin hasn't paid her dues. And others just flat out don't like the attention she's getting. But fans don't care about that drama. They care about watching greatness. And the league's failure to embrace that greatness, or worse, allowing it to be disrespected, is a massive self-inflicted wound. Instead of building around Caitlin Clark, it's starting to feel like the league is breaking her down. And fans see that. They feel it. And that's why they're turning away, not because they hate the WNBA, but because they love it enough to expect more. And right now, they're not getting it. Here's the hard truth, and it might be uncomfortable to hear. This isn't just about basketball anymore. It's about culture. It's about control. It's about jealousy, legacy, and politics. Caitlin Clark didn't just join the WNBA. She disrupted it. She changed the game, the attention, the business, and some people, they're not okay with that. She represents a shift the league wasn't ready for. A level of attention, money, and fan engagement that women's basketball has never seen. And instead of rallying around her, protecting her, and building a better future together, too many inside the system seem determined to humble her, or worse, ignore her. But the numbers don't lie.
What I saw walk into the game is what the media don't see. Thousands of kids.
Wearing what, Gil?
Kids. Huh?
What were they
Caitlin
wearing?
Clark jerseys.
Were they Fever jerseys? Were they Iowa jerseys? Were they
wherever she played? It was whatever she played.
And that's what was more impressive to me.
It did that. It wasn't just it was Caitlin in the back.
For her style of play.
But her style of play. But it wasn't what we were. It wasn't adults. Right. It was parents bringing their kids and their friends. Them seats was kids filled.
Right.
And that's what they don't understand. They don't grasp that part of it.
Caitlin Clark is the WNBA right now, and every single time she gets knocked down, mistreated, or blatantly targeted, the league loses momentum, loses trust, loses fans. This isn't just a sports story. It's a moment of reckoning, a test. Will the WNBA protect its future, or let it slip away out of pride and politics? Because fans are already deciding. Some are leaving. Others are demanding real change, but everyone is watching. And if this league doesn't step up, doesn't take a hard stand for the very player bringing it new life, then this injury, this silence, this moment could be remembered as the beginning of the end of the WNBA's greatest opportunity. So now we turn it over to you. Was this injury just bad luck, or a symptom of something much deeper? Is Caitlin Clark being targeted? Are fans right to boycott? Should the players who go after her face fines or suspensions? And what about the league? What should the WNBA be doing right now before it's too late? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. This isn't just a headline. This is a turning point for Caitlin Clark, for the fans, and for the future of women's basketball. Smash that like button if you stand with Caitlin. Subscribe for honest, raw takes the mainstream won't give you. And hit that bell so you don't miss the truth. Because this story, it's far from over.